Binuko Morello Titi. Well, shout to Overboy in the building with Tolu Lokwe, Mr. Tolu Lokwe, of course, representative of Gen Z Republic. And we have the amazing Ajia. And of course, my very, very amazing brother, Wasiu, is in the building. Wasiu Kilon Shele.
Wasiu.
Yeah, you know, if he still want to get where they day at one time, they know they respect nationality where they say up national progress union. So now so that matter we don't talk now, we talk about the matter of child traffication.
Child trafficking, my brother. Child trafficking.
And the now you sabi the English now. Why you
try
me?
The
now why
lane.
they carry me join all of I want to carry me none yeah. They carry animal join human being because one kind of
who be animal, who be woman.
I don't understand
now you
for the brother.
But now
understand for the guy.
Now understand.
They choose waiting you be you. No person I know be you.
I know you be human being. But now him know what they talk about.
Okay.
Exactly.
Once you know what they talk because now you know to understand.
That.
So it's human trafficking, of course.
But that's quite ridiculous. Not long ago, we were doing a story, and I was talking to Gifted Goddess, and this one was of a mother who sold her daughter for 50,000 naira. A mother sold her own daughter for 50,000 naira to Mauritania, to someone like for trafficking all the way to Mauritania. 50,000 naira.
You know the crazy.
Naira.
You know the crazy thing is.
See, yeah, that's not even up to her rent.
Poverty is. Somebody get one person why they say poverty, it no go better for poverty.
We are a overdeveloping, underdeveloped country.
Poverty.
I think it's poverty.
I don't think it is.
So.
She's not the only poor. They are not the only poor people in the world.
Bro. See, poverty is a thing of the mind.
50,000 naira. You're a whole human being.
Now, I don't see
and I'm sure that there are people that must have been sold for less.
Yes, now.
They happen.
It's interesting to see these things happen because I go play some of the clips for now. One, I go hear some of the things where these young girls talk. The one way precisely talks in or she say her parents by themselves carry and give person say me she they help the person for Cote d'Ivoire. And I can't wonder say I beg no vex within the Cote d'Ivoire.
Now country they there.
No. Within is Cote d'Ivoire doing better than Nigeria economically? That's because I did wonder why Nigerians, when I was growing up, I'm sorry to make this assertion, but then when I was growing up, now those people they enter here, can't be omodo. They do menial jobs
all the way from Seme down
you
to
get
the West Coast.
Nigerians now.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
Money don't better pass out.
Yeah, Ghana. Are you talking? See,
No,
guys, see
not
how much
Ghana,
Ghana.
now Cote d'Ivoire with the talk.
No, I'm just saying the West African situation and their money. Why do you think the phenomenon of Ghana must go happen? There was a time we chased them away.
You get. So you don't become saying that Nigerians now they go do
I think
omodo. They
I
go
think what it
and then
is
they traffic go do prostitution. And these are children. They call the traffic.
What it is I think they don't want the distance one, and they don't want it to be easily traced. Those people didn't count on the fact that Very Dark Man might have been there at that moment. You know, this whole story would have been different if Very Dark Man didn't understand Hausa.
Yes, no.
And it was not
crying, shouting, nobody.
I'm sure they just went silent after a period of time. They are children, they are smart, they're not dumb.
Do you know what agony
they must have gone through?
What kind of agony these children must have gone through? Speaking in a dialect that nobody understands. You're just in a place, and you speak. You say hi, and nobody. You say good morning, and nobody's responding to you.
Even beyond the language, they already sense that they were in danger. They are not in a
Serious
place where
danger.
they are going to be validated.
Yeah.
The question now is,
that you don't understand their language.
is already you don't speak French, my
Something
dear.
else.
They're already at a disadvantage. What I even think is quite disturbing is the fact that there are people, parents who are giving their children away for sale. The fact that there's a syndicate that exists that is, funding this whole mission. Because I'm sure they went through borders, they crossed borders, they probably found a route to get from Nigeria to where they are going.
You know one thing that I love about Lagos? Okay, so if you look at myself and you look at my wife and you see my daughter looks like my father. My dad is light-skinned. Nigerians, it's offensive to a large extent, but when people see me with my daughter, they say, now you get it speaking. Nigerians always ask me that question. And sometimes when they look, it's okay, this child looks like you. Or when she says daddy, or when they look through my phone and they see, now if you listen, now you get that. But and I'm wondering if Nigerians can be that nosy. Let's look at the case where you see someone traveling across the border with
With 4-5 children.
4-5 children, 3-6. A child that has been asleep or that looks lifeless. Because these things, some of the girls, I'll play the excerpt shortly as soon as we can put it all together, because there are some parts of it that are not exactly to be broadcast because of kind of things that were said. One thing I want to say is that these things that have happened so far, like some of these people, like they were taken across the border lifeless. So a lot of people are to be held accountable in this conversation. Let me start counting. So, of course, the parents in this context have a lot.
If they have any, parents or guardians.
Parents or guardians have a lot to answer to. Border control, customs, because as they carry these children, they pass. Because I know, say that time with me.
Is it by road? Is it by flight? If it's by flight, airport authority.
I know say get one time where we say if we want to go buy things for you guys say border they go over search everything, but then you can't carry full human being where no they documented, where you no get passport for, where you no get anything for
from Nigeria
cross border. Snake get leg inside belly. Okay,
so just settle.
Surprise for everything. You know, what I think I want our family members to comment on is if you know anybody this has ever happened to, and how you think we can stop this. How can we even give our own contribution to stopping it? Because our power still lies in our hands. If you see something, say something. One thing I don't necessarily appreciate about some parts and some Nigerians is we have a I don't care attitude.
Look
no my pikin, no concern you. Make I no go put my shit. They don't even know how to take care of children. Let's even all those kind of stereotype and comments.
We need to put them up there.
And it's destroying the country.
We need to go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be listening to this particular excerpt from that video that a VDM dropped, and then we'll follow through with some calls, text messages. And if you want to send a WhatsApp message, of course, you can do 0705 690097. Naija Jollof, now we the cook am.
Now you the chop am.
We'll be right back.
92.7 Super FM.
your state, okay, how old are you? You are 15 years old. What brought you to Cote d'Ivoire?
Many guests for this. That's when they help me go to Nigeria. Listen, my eyes come up for this school. I say when my papa never told my any family never go to this school. Waiting in advance, I come to this. All my family never go to Nigeria. It's a possibility for them. I just myself for get home. I see many guests. I want to one woman. I say na even like them. I will work for 25,000. I will pay for 113,000 every day. I work 7 boys from one to
So you dey from Nigeria, you dey come from school.
Naija Jollof is proudly seasoned by Super FM 92.7.
Ongbono feli Naija Jollof. Now we dey cook am.
Now you dey chop am.
Yeah. So the interesting thing is that there's so much. There's another part of that conversation that says Ore, and we see Akwa Ibom, and then there's the
someone there from
the
Ibadan
north,
State,
and all of that. Yeah, of course, the young girl from Oyo State that said Ibadan State. But then let's look at two things. Where are our parents? Where are our parents? Where are the fathers and the mothers? I'm asking this question because the girl that was picked from Ore said that her parents used their hand, give to person, we can go do this house girl work. That's one.
Then there was someone who said she was just coming back from school. Enter a stranger's car, drank water, and woke up in Cote d'Ivoire.
Me, as I did like this, when I small, my mama go beat nonsense, come out for your head. Then go they tell you, say,
in Neweri.
Ma banko je lowo stranger. Gbomo. In fact, Gbomo was something.
Yeah, it was a phenomenon.
Every day.
My mom went as far as describing that Gbomo will not have two heads. It will be a nice person that will tell you, take sweet, enter my car. She described so many things because Gbomo was a name that we thought was a creature. But then my mom would go as far as telling you that Gbomo is a human being that looks nice and wears suits, and they will dress well, and they will tell you to take. And of course, if you see someone that is dressed otherwise, you will not want to take from them. But how are we in a generation where our kids will enter into the cars of people that are not kin to them?
That reminds me of a video that we watched. We did a story on it. It was this guy who carried, I think, 6-7 children. So he picked them up from a bus stop, and then in a very fun way, he just wanted to enlighten them that never in your life should you enter a stranger's car. So he picked them off, drove them somewhere, and he told them, "I'm going to kidnap you." And all the children in the car were just crying. Mommy, one day we haven't tried to run. No, my name is Favor. My mom is waiting for me at home. And he started asking them questions. So why did you enter my car? Why did you enter a stranger's car? Do you know me before? Is it because we wanted the free ride? Did they give you money for transport? He said, yes, they give us, but we wanted to save our money for transport so that we can buy biscuits tomorrow. And he just used that way. It was hilarious on the internet. But when I was watching it, I realized this could have gone. This could have been the real deal.
It could have been a real deal. It could have been really very crazy. Now, because this is Naija Jollof, and nobody else going to talk this matter, and PG in English, everything we tell they talk the matter. Even Wasi there, Wasi just open mouth wide. They look since I don't know what Wasi won't talk. But then the numbers that you should call 0802-502-7711. You could also call 0802-978-8003, and you could also call 0705-690097. You could also send a WhatsApp message to 0705-69000927. Now this message is here. Chinedu from Surulere says, this child trafficking gist way very dark man drop pain me deep. How human being go they sell children like goats? God I beg.
How human being go they sell human being
like goats? That's
like, the first. How human being go they say human being?
You know, it hits different for us parents. Let me just put it that way.
Now, shock me.
Fatima, like Ajia Fatima, maybe her namesake from Agege says, tears just dim my eyes. So many innocent children don't suffer because of greed. We need more people like VDM to speak truth. And of course, one I know forget say we can't carry and come, so we go talk for Naija Jollof because we won't contribute to see say no go just be say now people with the internet go hear this matter. People with they listen to just radio yourself.
So
Go gather here the gist. Now Timmy from Ikorodu says the father of I be father of two, and this story just with me. If them fit carry person picking like that, nobody safe again. No, authorities must act. Yes,
exactly.
We talked about border control. We talked about security agencies. How person go take carry? Person go take carry? Person picking waka from Ibadan go Cote d'Ivoire and
nobody see him.
Just like that. That's the question is just like that. As in where you pass, which road you pass.
Let's see who this caller is. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. You have to hail us Naija Jollof. So greet us Naija Jollof.
Naija Jollof.
Now we dey cook 'em, now you dey chop 'em.
Well, please go ahead.
I hail you now.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we hail you.
What's your name and where are you calling us from?
It's just Lulu. I'm calling from Abara.
Hi, Jesu Lolua. Please go ahead.
Okay, so this matter is something that we take it for granted a lot. I'm a teenage facilitator, and I've been able to work with quite a number of teenagers. And I also counsel. And it's even more terrible within the country.
Wow.
We are hearing those that they are taken outside the country. I know of two distinct teenagers, like it was their parents that gave them out. Another person within the country. One was being so abused and very dealt with where she was. She ran back home, and then the mother took her back.
Wow.
And told
Wow.
her, these are the people that are paying for what we are eating at home. So you have to stay
kidding
with them. It doesn't matter what they are doing to you.
Jeez.
She finally was able to escape, and then were able to get to her and everything. But by that time, she was really mad.
Oh no.
Wow.
There were a lot of things she had aborted by the age of 16. I think she had
wow.
about 8 times.
Oh Lord.
They had raped her. There were a lot of things that happened to her.
In this same country.
It's not only peculiar. This issue I'm talking about is between Ibadan and Ilorin. They took her to somebody in Ilorin.
Dear God.
And the person was paying them every month.
Wow.
And the husband of the person was molesting her.
Wow.
They would come and sleep with her in their house. She was
Wow.
taken there at age 12. It's not them say. I was the one that counseled her.
Wow.
That series of stories like that. So it's not just across borders.
It's
Even within
happening
the
right here under our noses in Nigeria.
That's why we have to be so intelligent to ask our children every time they come back, what happened today? Who did you talk to? What are the conversations that happened? There are a lot of things that are going wrong, and we are just taking it for granted. We are so relaxed. We need to step up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jesu Lulu. I appreciate you for calling. We have another caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Oh yeah, hello, Naija Jollof. You know the drill.
Yes, Naija Jollof.
Now we dey cook 'em, now you
You
dey
dey
chop
chop
'em.
'em, oh.
So, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Henry calling from Lekki.
Henry from Lekki. Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, you guys, this is a very, very interesting topic you guys have. You guys are amazing.
Henry, we can barely hear you. Could you be a little bit more audible? We can barely hear you, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think it's a little better. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Henry, you would have to call us back.
Hello.
You would have to call us back. It sounds a little muffled from your end, and we hope you could call us back, and then we could get the best angle to this conversation. Let's see. I think we've got some more messages. Okay, that message is about to drop. We will see if we can get the best from that shortly. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yes, can you hear me?
This is who?
This is Henry. Can you hear me now?
Henry, it's still a little muffled, but please go ahead.
Okay, I said you guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Yeah. So, a lot is really happening. You know, and to be shocked, I was so surprised that even Nazi were aware of these things before the BBM
Brought it up. Yeah.
Yes, and they did nothing about it.
Hmm.
And the worst of it is now that is happening is the children are the new parents. That the parents are the children now. Have you guys heard of Association of Yahoo Boys? Mothers of
Yes.
Yahoo Boys? And even in Benin, in so many places, parents are now teaching their sons and daughters to a mentor to make them rich. It's only God that will help the next generation after us.
Amen.
Because a lot is happening. Look at that now. Look at what those small children. Look at how they are suffering. Look at what they are going through there. For different states of this country.
It is well.
Like the I don't care attitude of our people. Concern me.
Yes.
When my people, I tell them go somewhere. Make as you come back from school, go market, go buy food, go buy this. Really, really, really like.
It is well. Thank you very much, Henry. We really do appreciate you for calling. It's a really very saddening conversation, to see that the future of Nigeria is being eroded the way it is being done. Our children are being trafficked abroad. And Jesulolu are giving us that angle to what she herself had been involved with, counseling a young girl who had been trafficked within Nigeria by her parents. And she ran away and then they took her back. And this was a girl that told them she was being abused sexually. She had had a couple of abortions before she was 15 years old. She was trafficked at the age of 12. So in 3 years, she had about 8 abortions. And I'm thinking there is so much going wrong with the system in Nigeria. Do we even pay attention to Child Rights Act? Do we even pay attention to the rights of children?
If we dig deep into that conversation, you see that child labor is going on a lot. How many homes have helps that are below the age of work?
My brother.
How many homes have help? I saw a T-shirt yesterday, a very interesting T-shirt that says, "Unionize domestic help in Nigeria."
Yeah. You know something? Let me say something to you. There was this campaign I saw going on one time, and I think it was largely promoted in the north. No offense to the northerners who are listening. It says "child, not bride." Because there's this culture of marrying off young women. Yes. And looking at the fact that 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds were being trafficked for prostitution to another country, it just talks about the fact that there is no proper execution of the laws that protect our children. Let's see some more messages that have come in that we will be reading from. I think this one here says, thank you, super. Okay, it's Ngozi from Ikeja. She says, Naija Jollof.
Now you cook now you do job.
Ngozi from Ikeja says, thank you, Super FM, for giving Very Dark Man the mic. The awareness feeds save many lives. May God do something to traffickers, to those traffickers. She put
God bring justice to them.
Because now big curse we and we know if you use them for radio. But thank you so much. See, anybody will be parents. If you listen,
this thing will touch you.
I don't even hear Hausa.
Even if you know your parents.
I know hear Hausa.
Touch you as human being. You know that
touch me. But then I know hear Hausa. But as I hear those children, they cry.
From their sound,
man,
emotion,
it just
you can
broke
tell
me.
that
You know the person we post and we make me sing. Na Tolibian. That boy will sing this Ramadan song with trend. Him being screen record them from Very Dark Man. Come post them for your own timeline. Contact Very Dark Man and see the comments with the under them. And I think with whatever clout or influence we have in the society, I think causes like this, we should push them. I think we suppose get behind this kind of thing. In fact, for many countries around the world, this kind of thing I go make NLC, everybody come out until these children, until we end this thing, nobody go sit down. No government official go get, go fit do any other thing until these children come out. But we know they see those kind of things.
Here's an interesting perspective. If we even start something like that, you know how many people that we might be supposedly close to or their husbands that might be implicated.
Bro, I don't mind at this point.
Talk about husbands.
Even the women themselves. There was a the one that touched me was the story of, I don't know what happened between the house girl and something. She poured hot water on the house girl's body.
Bro,
house girl, hot water based on punishment.
Bro, when I was growing up, my neighbor for Okokomaiko, where would they live? I go talk the name of the area. I go for Coco. Mona come for me. That woman, every night between 9 and 11 p.m.
She did beat the girl.
This girl, Ngozi.
She did massacre.
Lord. She did pokpoam.
No be her own picking be that.
She go beat him.
I think beat her picking.
And when this
check those kind of things, these people don't discipline their children like that.
Bro, when this, and there was a day, the very sad thing I noticed. And funny enough, something happened not long after
Yeah.
that.Maybe I go talk and people feel say I dey insensitive within I talk. Now, if you beat this babe finish, now this babe they take care of her children. And I think so between 9 and 11 p.m. 9 she they do those things. At that 11 p.m. she will come. You go see plenty heaps. The woman gets she they do business. She they sell food stuff.
Okay, food stuff
for market. She go come pack plenty bitter leaf, big heaps of bitter leaf.
May she
This
get
girl
plucked.
go wash bitter leaf till like maybe 1 or 2 a.m.
Before she go sleep.
Before she go sleep, and then by 5 a.m. the next morning, she don't wake, start to prepare children. Then if she don't they come out on the days where the children, you get one day why they come out from front of our own flats. Them they live in a flat right opposite our own. So as I they come out from our flat, I hear with the woman they tell her children say, if Ngozi beats you when I'm at work, come back. Tell me when I come back. I will kill her when I come back. The children were like, yes. And these were children, of course.
They teach those children
You understand? Unfortunately, her husband passed. And she herself, of course, rumors in the area saying her HIV or something.
One or two
her husband passed.
issues,
She said
yeah.
the thing itself happened to Ram. Then later, he come be say, they come, Ngozi come to take care of the children. Then the in-laws come and then they come pack, separate the children, and then the flat was vacant. But in my mind, as a child, I was thinking, maybe not Kama. And I still think I'm right now. But really, a lot of things happen like this where they see. And I was wondering why my parents... Okay, I think my mom got involved once when she was beating Ngozi during the day. And my mom... Oh, I think it was at night. My dad and my mom went with a lamp. We don't get lights that time. Then go with lamp. And she said, no, say then just they scold them. No, say they no beat them. They can't ask the girl. My mama said, but no be you they beat. She said, no, they're not beating me. They're just talking to me.
Stockholm syndrome.
So at that point, say you don't because
if she talk she knows her own.
You go double now.
You don't done.
Message from Ayola from Aja says, Zainab from Mushin says, Omo, my blood they hot since I hear the story. Them they traffic children for money. Now which kind of wickedness be this? And Ayola from Aja says, can the government even hear us? That's a good question.
Oh no, that's
or them go wait, make CNN come carry before they move, come carry the story before they move. Shame they catch me for this country sometimes. And of course, it's the future of our country, it's our children, and it's the fact that
leaders of tomorrow are being killed today.
I remember when Chibok happened, I wrote a piece, a story. I wrote a poem that I read at an African confab at the time. Titilayo, I've forgotten her full name, but then Titilayo, she was one of the MDs of a particular bottling company in Nigeria. She was into human rights at the time. She was having a conversation, and I was at that event. And Amini Kanjuju was also there. Amini Kanjuju is Kenyan. She's into humanitarian affairs and everything. She was with, I think, UNESCO at the time. And they came, and Chibok Girls was when it just happened. And I wrote that poem, and I read it there, and it was delivered. And people came to me and talked to me and said, man, that we see the passion for you for Nigeria and everything. And one thing that I wrote in my poem is that the World Cup was coming just after the World Cup was going to happen right after the Chibok girls were abducted. And I said, once that conversation comes up, Nigeria is a nation where people easily forget things. Once you don't stop to the trend, we don't move on. And we see that years down the line,
there are still some girls that haven't been
that have still not been found. There's still, I know that there is a movement that still brings up the names of the ladies that are the girls that are remaining from Chibok.
There's a terracotta art that was done in honor of them. The 113 heads. So they molded
their faces and everything.
Let me tell you something that's even interesting. Speaking of this Chibok girls conversation, I was at one of the terracotta arts conferences. Adibantu hosted it just to honor the girls that were there. And they had 2 of the girls come tell their experience live. Wow. Jesus. These girls, oh God, goosebumps all over.
You know what PTSD is?
These girls were at school the day it happened. They were at school the day it happened, and apparently from them, allegedly, it was a collaboration between the people who kidnapped them and the teachers, because for some reason the teachers were just not around that day in school, coincidentally.
So teachers were not around.
The teachers were not around. People came, students.
But all of this is
the girls that
allegedly.
The 2 girls that were talking, one of them had even fallen in love with one of the people that kidnapped her.
Of course,
because of the whole situation. One had given birth twice.
Yeah, of course. They got married off.
The conversations that they were now even trying to have, because there was a therapist there just trying to make everything make sense, was how do they even move on in life mentally from that situation?
It is well.
It is what it is, man.
We talked about the Chibok girls for so long, but then not a lot of people realized that there was a group of boys that were also abducted long before the Chibok girls. It was the Dapchi boys, and it actually also happened. And not a lot of, it
didn't get a lot of press.
Yeah, something that Abiodun Adekunle said to me a long time ago. He said, in Nigeria, we're always just saying numbers. We're always just giving numbers. We never actually give facts. We talk about human beings in terms of numbers. We never give actual facts. We're not following cases to see that people have been, maybe persecuted because injustice has been served, that people been brought back home. But then Naija Jollof today is bringing this to the forefront. We're talking about something that someone brought online. Not a lot of people saw this story online. Some people heard it here on radio. For some people have heard it through the vines. But then let me say this to you, that don't be a party to child trafficking. And let me tell you what child trafficking is. The fact that somebody brings a 12-year-old or a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old from
wherever,
from Shaki,
Isei,
or anywhere, and they bring this child to your house to come and be washing plate and taking care of you while you have your own child. I think it's a problem.
You know where I even think the conversation needs to be had and cleared is it's a very thin line between doing child traffic and getting domestic help in your house. So many people who are rich people that are listening to this conversation now, they might think one way or another, oh, my hands are clean. But do you have domestic help in your house? Do you know the parents of those child, or was it just somebody that helps you?
How old is that child?
How old is that child, first of all? Or how did you get that person in your house? Did you meet the parents of this person, or was it just somebody that helps you source for house girls? Because that's another conversation.
It is well.
Agents
that's what I'm saying.
It's a very lucrative.
How does that person source for those girls? What's the backstory? Did they just tell you, oh, her family is in Oluyole or her family is somewhere in Kwara State? If we start to go on this conversation, we won't leave here.
We know we'll come on here, but thank you so much, Papa Fue, to Mr. Tolulope, aka Papa Fue, tell the girls. I don't let the cat out of the bag, but people already know that they watch us for YouTube now. And thank you so much. Wasiu know to talk today. Just can't give us wahala. Big shout out to Wasiu, and thank you so much, Ajia, for making time to be here. We for never come out. If I talk some kind of lamba or uselessness. But big shout out to everybody. And then this message says, Naija Jollof is just Ololuwa again. The government may not be doing their part enough, but as we as citizens have to be conscious of our environment. When you see things that are unusual, pick up hints and work on it. It says, take responsibility for young people in your area and ask questions. Thank you so much, Jesu Lolua. And that's where we wrap things up. Coming up to the 6 p.m. mark, it will be time for us to take the news. Kimberly will be here to do justice to that conversation. And of course, you'll be back at 7:15 for another insightful conversation on politics. Now, Naija Jollof. Now we dey cook am.
Now you dey chop am.
Have a great evening. We'll be right back.